If you want change, but you fear what change looks like, this episode's for you. Another one. You guys, why y'all being so great to me? I must say that I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to me daily. Not weekly, not monthly, but daily. And I've been giving episodes after episodes after episodes every day, whether it's about mindset, business, relationships. You guys are tuning in to all the episodes. You guys got me ranked right now. I'm at 94 in the personal journeys section of Apple Podcasts. I wish I had it. I got to get my sound effects because I need a round of applause. We 2 weeks in, y'all. 2 weeks in, and we're already ranking at 94. You know what we're going for? We're going for number one. I can't have nothing less than number one, so we're going for the number one spot. Today, we will be talking about change. Change is a really, really tough subject, and people are scared of change. Being scared of change can stop you from the unknown. And you have to be comfortable with change, because if you don't take that risk, you don't take that chance, you'll never see what's on the other side. And there's been moments in your life that you've seen that you wanted to make a change, but you were too scared to see what was on the other side. And today I want to unpack the layers. I want to go into it, and I want to talk about times I was scared of change and times when I wasn't scared and I said, what's the worst can happen? And you might be right now in a place where you're not happy. You're not where you want to be financially, in your relationship. Whatever it is, you are just in a stuck place. Your business isn't moving. Everything is just not going the way you want. And you want change, but you don't want to change. It just doesn't make sense, right? Just think about it logically. I'm tired of being in this place. I want to change, but I'm not doing anything different to change. So I want to talk about two different stories. I want to talk about one story where I stayed in that place and I didn't accept change. Then I want to talk about another story that I said, you know what? I'm going to step out and jump and see what's on the other side. The results from this scenario to this scenario is massive. But I really want you to really think about this. If you are that person that I'm speaking to and you're in this place that you want change, look at the contrast of different scenarios and the outcomes of both scenarios on how my life played out. So the first one, let's go into this. I was in my early 20s and I was an employee. As crazy as that may sound, I was an employee. And I didn't have too many bills, but I was making okay money. But I was in a job. I had many opportunities come to me that were going to jeopardize my job. And at the time, I wasn't in the mindset of like change. And this one opportunity that I passed up on because I would have to leave my job and I would have to kind of go to a different location for a long period of time. And I didn't want to leave my friends. I didn't want to leave my family. And I was comfortable in the situation I was comfortable in. Right? But I was still young. I wasn't making great money. I wasn't like in the best situation. I was still living with my moms. It was, why I gotta change, you know? So I was still into media. I was doing it as a side hustle. My mindset didn't shift yet. I didn't shift my mind to say, this is my main hustle. This is my baby. Everything else is secondary. I hadn't switched my mind to that yet. And obviously, if my mindset was already switched, I probably would have jumped out and moved across the country. But I didn't. So I didn't take the opportunity, because it wasn't a job. It was more of an opportunity of me taking my media experience and taking it to the next level. And this one particular situation, it became the #1 media company in the West Coast at the time. It's not anymore. I don't even think it exists, but it was a startup idea. They had a magazine, they had a photography business, they had a website, they had so many different components, and they wanted me to come on because obviously most opportunities come from who you know. So my girlfriend at the time knew the guy that owned the media company, and she told him about me. I had a conversation, and he said, yo, move out here. You can help us bring this brand to the next level. We got a lot of things going. We can give you equity. We can't pay you that much, but we can give you equity and we can rock out. I didn't take the offer. I was too scared to change. My environment, too scared to change. That would have made me millions of dollars if I'd have moved, because the company went to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. But I was too scared to change. That's the result of not stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's what I try to tell people. I try to tell them, you have to take chances sometimes because you never know what's on the other side. And that early decision led me to make a more educated decision as I got older. Now let's talk about another scenario. My life nothing was right. Everything was going wrong. And this is a time where I was here and I just came here. And that's another thing people don't talk about. When you ain't never had no money, you ain't missing out. But when you ain't had no money, then you got money, and then you come back down, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the worst feeling in the world. This is 10 times worse than always being broke. I promise you, because you had it and now you don't have it. It's the worst feeling in the world. And that was me at this time. And I had another opportunity just to take a chance. And this chance ended up being working with my childhood friends and building Earn Your Leisure. I don't really have to tell you how the outcome went because, as you see, we have a really big financial media company, right? But the thing is that from that decision I made back when I was younger, made me address other decisions differently. And this particular situation where I wasn't in the best space in my life, was it an easy decision? Looking back now, yeah, it was, right? Because you see the success. But before we started, we didn't really know what it was going to be. We didn't even think about doing this for money. We just had this idea that people wanted more information. Because of Rashad putting so much information out on his personal brand, and they wanting more information and telling him that he should have a podcast, it was just, hey, let's just do a podcast. And back then, there weren't too many places that were publishing podcasts. It wasn't a clear pathway to monetize it. The money that was being spent was so low. It was about, I want to say like 10, 15% of the advertising dollars. So the money spent was very low, where it's probably at like 50 to 60% now. So there wasn't a lot of money being generated for podcasting. So we never really looked at it as a money play. We looked at it as another way to give our people more information and education on things that we wasn't privy to. And The timing couldn't have been better because I think people are tired of the narrative of this is how it has to be, this is how it has to go. No, screw that. It's time for change. It's time to own our own. It's time to have our own table. And that movement was just emphasized when Earning Leisure came. And we brought so much value at the time, like teaching you how to open a restaurant, teaching you real estate, teaching you investments. There were so many different industries that we were touching that were never touched before. And the way we delivered the content, it was so digestible that it struck a wave in the algorithm. And we sacrificed so many different things to build this amazing company. But it all started with not being afraid of doing something that's never been done, not being afraid of what's on the other side. We took a chance. We embraced change. You can't let your fears or someone else's fears dictate your future. There are going to be a lot of people that say, this ain't going to work. Don't do it. But they're speaking out of their own fears. You need to embrace yourself, believe in yourself, and take a chance and live for you. Because right now you could say to yourself, I promise, that there were decisions you made based off of someone else's fears. And just think about that. How does that look? I'm gonna sacrifice my happiness, my success, because someone else was scared, because of someone else's fears? That doesn't even make any sense. It's time. I know you're tired. It's time. It's time to make a change. There's no better time than now. You can change your life. You can change your family's life. You can change your friend's life. But the first thing you have to do is change. I hope you guys enjoyed this message because it's really near and dear to my heart, because the fact that I embraced change, it opened up so many other possibilities for my life and for my family and friends' life. I would have never been in the place I am today if I was scared of change. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're going to take that jump and it might not be what you wanted it to be. But you'll never know what it'll be if you don't try to see what it'll be. You'll never know. My best advice would say, really educate yourself on whatever it is that you want to do that's different than what you've been doing, and make the best educated decision for yourself and your family. You guys, man, this one was good. I like this one. Oh, man, this one was good. Y'all hit that like button, follow, share. Show me some love, man. I'm going to keep giving you hate because I know I'm going to change one person's life. And if I could change one person's life, I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to keep doing it. My life wasn't always good. I came from an environment where I wasn't supposed to be in this situation. But I'm here. And it starts with you taking a chance. I love you guys.